Alright guys, for those of you who watch my channel, I own a couple restaurants and I'm too cheap to pay anybody to fix anything. So this is a door closer for a walk-in refrigerator. You'll notice that when it closes, and this is down of course, when it closes it's not closing all the way. And actually both coolers are doing this, so you'll see signs that say make sure your door is closed. When your employees start doing that, it's usually time to spend $100. These things are well worth the money, especially in the summer. This restaurant has an air-conditioned kitchen, so it's not as big of a deal, but we just replaced a couple of these at our other restaurant. The kitchen runs at about 106 degrees in the summer, so this will save you a bunch of money for not a very big investment. I always buy from walk-in cooler parts. They're actually really reliable. Shipping's fast. It's not Amazon fast, but you know what? They'll send you quality parts. And like I said, it's something that you spend a little extra money, wait a little longer, but it's worth it. So I'm going to start by taking these off. Now, first things first, a couple of you will have a closer that looks a lot like this. However, this one is just screwed on by some self-piloting screws on either side. So this one's going to be a little bit easier than some. Others, you'll stick a screwdriver up underneath and you're just going to bang with a hammer. This piece will actually pop off. So this piece looks like this. So this is, I'm discussing what I'm essentially installing, where the bracket goes on. This piece goes over the bracket, it pops off from the bottom. But I'll start by taking this one off, and again, pretty self-explanatory with self-piloting screws. If you pull up close here, you'll see that they've done it a handful of times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to save these holes so I'm not screwing into it a bunch of times. And I'm going to use a little bit bigger self-piloting screws. Obviously don't go too far, you don't want to go through your cooler. That'll cause mold and all kinds of mildew and whatnot. So I know there's going to be some people viewing this channel that probably know more than I do. So if you guys can do it better, that's fine, but I'm just telling you how I would do it. And now that's a little short, so I'm going to have to use an extender here. And these are very easy. Like I said, don't pay somebody to do it. It takes 2 seconds of your time. You can sell some decent tools. Like I said, I like the Wall. They're pretty good to me, but you know, somebody's going to charge you a few $100 to just come out, and then another few hundred for the parts. Next thing you know, you're spending $500 on this project, and it's just not worth it. So there you go. You'll see that one's off. I'm going to quickly go down to here to the other one. This is a more old school closer. And it's a little bit harder because the screws are behind that spring. So there's actually a little part here that keeps that spring in. So now that's that out, I'll spare you the time. The same process. Now that the spring's out, I'll go in here. I'll take these screws out. They'll pop out just like we did the last one. Now, to install our new closer, I'm going to do the closer first. Just make sure wherever you're putting it, you see it will lock in here. So make sure wherever you're installing this, it's going to reach your top of your cooler, and it's also going to be flush. You'll see my plan of trying to save these holes isn't going to work because they've used kind of the old school model too many times. So we'll start by here. I'm going to give it a little mark here where it is. I want it just about there. That's going to be your top part. Top side up. I'm going to try to save one of these holes here. So again, I just use bigger self-tappers to kind of save as many holes as I can. The less holes, the better. You see they're a little bit bigger than the smaller ones I just took out. So like I said, very simple. The closer will just pop on top now, hooks in, jam it into place. There's 2 indentations on either side, nice and secure. You'll put your closing piece on top. So you see how when you're trying to put that on, there's tension. There's about a finger's worth of room. You want that, that's good. That's what's gonna keep your door closed once you have this all installed. So again, I'll just mark this, same big self-tappers. Mark where I want my first one, just like that. You small indentation on the cooler now. Took a lot more pressure than I wanted, but you get the point. So now that you can see that's kind of lined up, same idea. I'm gonna put this down as if it was in the open position, and you'll see now, closes that door a little more flush than it already was. Once I get the other 4 screws in, it should start to operate a little bit better. This has to be in operation a little bit longer too. But so a couple of pointers you guys want to be careful of. First of all, this is how you get these off. You come in here and pop this off just like that with a screwdriver. Pull this out. There we go. So something you guys want to be careful of. One, in here use these holes so that you can adjust. I actually had to move mine up a little bit because the round piece wasn't popping down every time I opened it. These are all adjustable, so you don't have to worry about this, but just use these adjustable holes. And that just pops down like this. But this part didn't come down enough here. This was too low, and this wheel was hitting the top of this, so it caused this to pop up every time I opened it. So now that I adjusted that, this goes down all the way and should close really well. Just like that. That's pretty much it, guys. You'll notice from anything in my channel, everything that seems kind of complicated really isn't. You'll save yourself tons of money. I save myself thousands of dollars a year doing this stuff myself. So if you guys have any questions about anything else, I've been in the business 12 years. Leave it in the comments. I'm sure I'll have a project to do soon. So thanks.